I'm going to be talking about how we can use contextual clues to solve closed passages, okay? And I'm sure when I say contextual clues, all of you will have different ideas about what I mean by contextual clues. So today's lesson is to make sure that we all have a common understanding of what Mr. Pang means when he says mark or highlight your contextual clues. Is that okay? All right, give me a thumbs up if you are in agreement with what I've just said. Awesome, right? So you can either give me a physical thumbs up like I see some of you doing, or you can use the emoticon reaction buttons to give me a thumbs up. And later on, you can do a clap hand or you can do a raise hand if you need to answer a question or respond to something that I'm asking, okay? So please feel free to either use your physical hand or use the emoticons and reaction buttons to respond to Mr. Pang and type your questions along, okay? So today I'm going to cover not one, not two, not four, but 5 different strategies that we can use to narrow down our answers so that we are certain to 99% that we have the correct answer in our closed passages, okay? So we're going to go through these 5 very quickly in lightning speed. And again, don't worry if I'm speaking too fast. You can always rewind and slow me down when I send you the video, okay? Let's go. So the first tool is something that you would have learned in primary 1, 2, and 3 under your reading with meaning strategies, right? Which is inferencing. How many of you think that this word is familiar? Nod your heads if you think it's familiar. Right? Yeah, right? Inferencing means I use the clues that are present in the passage to help me to deduce the answer that's missing. So let's look at this, right? So what does inferencing mean? It simply means I look at surrounding words and sentences in order to deduce, or like a detective, solve what is missing in that particular sentence, okay? So I'm going to give you an example so you can work with it, all right? Now let's take a look here. For example, if I look at the sentence in the passage, heavy rain and strong winds are expected when the something missing hits, okay? Now, you'll notice that I've highlighted or put in red, heavy rain and strong winds, right? Those are the 2 clues that I can use to inference or deduce the answer that's missing. So what has strong winds and heavy rains? And there is also an additional clue that I've not marked in red in this sentence that is going to help you get the answer. Can anybody, don't tell me the answer yet, huh? Can anybody tell me what is the clue that I have not highlighted in red? What other clue is in this sentence that I have not highlighted in red? It's, I give you a hint, 1 word only. Anyone? If you know the answer or you would like to try, raise your hands. Jing Kai, go ahead.
Hits.
Hits, very good, hits. So it's something that has heavy rain, that has strong winds, and that will hit very soon. That will hit very soon. So what has heavy rain, what has strong winds, and what can hit a town or a city, or even hit you? Anybody? You want to raise your hands and try your hand at this answer? It's quite simple, right? What word would fit into this blank that has heavy rains and strong winds and can hit? Raise your hands if you think you know the answer. Asher, go.
A storm.
A storm, very good. Does a storm have heavy rain? Yes, it does. Does it have strong winds? Again, yes, it does. And can you say that the storm hit a country or the storm hit a place? Yes, you can. It fits. So then I use the contextual clues in order to infer or deduce the answer. So that's my first strategy of inference. So looking at the surrounding words, my second mini strategy under inference is to look for synonyms and antonyms that will help me to get an idea about what the missing word is. So synonym to the missing word or antonym to the missing word. Now, before I carry on, do y'all remember what's a synonym and an antonym? Who can tell me what is a synonym or an antonym? Anyone? If you remember one of them or both of them, can you raise your hands and show me that you are confident of the answer? Anybody? What's a synonym and an antonym? Anyone? Anyone? Going once, going twice? Synonym and an antonym? Okay, Jing Kai again. Come, Jing Kai, try.
A synonym is a word that has the same meaning of another word.
Very good. Thank you for remembering that. Now, Jing Kai has given us the key. So a synonym is a word that has a similar meaning to another word. If a synonym is similar in meaning, then what do you think is an antonym? Someone besides Jing Kai want to try? It's based off of what Jing Kai just said, right? Lucas, go ahead.
The opposite of same, different.
An opposite or a different meaning. Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Lucas. So if I have a word like happy, my synonym might be ecstatic or overjoyed. Do you agree with me? Does overjoyed and ecstatic have the same meaning or similar as happy? Yes. So synonyms are words that are similar or the same in meaning as the word. What about an antonym? If I use the same word happy, what might be an antonym or an opposite meaning of happy? Anyone? Very easily. Can you think of a word that is the opposite of happy that functions as an antonym? Rochelle?
Sad.
Sad, depressed, right? Downcast, right? All of these are words that function as antonyms. So when I see a synonym connected to the blank with the word and, I know that I'm looking for a word that's related to it. Let's look at this example so that y'all can see. So look at this sentence here. He was angry and something that his favorite toy had been taken, right? So when someone takes your favorite toy or touches your things without your permission, you feel angry, right? Angry and, can you see the word and here? The word and here tells me that this word is a synonym to angry. So what word might you fit into this gap that has a same or similar meaning to angry? Anybody? Lucas, you've just answered. I'd like someone else to answer. Asher, you've also just answered. Can someone else please try? Can you think of another word? Okay, Alpheus, go. Thank you for volunteering, Alpheus. Unmute and tell me the answer. Alpheus, are you there? Alpheus, are you okay? What word?
Agitated.
Agitated? Did you say agitated? Alpheus, I think your connection is a little bit unstable. Please try to move closer to your internet router. Okay, if you can, try to move your device closer to the router. Did you all hear Alpheus say something like agitated? Was that what he said? Yes. Okay. So is angry and agitated synonymous? Are they related and similar in meaning? Right? Yes, they are, right? Agitated is another form of anger, right? So very good. Agitation and anger are related concepts. So when I know angry, I should be able to come up with a word like agitated or upset, right? Or furious, right? These are all words that can fit into this gap because they are synonymous. So another thing to remember when I'm looking at the surrounding words is to look out for synonyms, antonyms, and related words that can help me to deduce the answer in the blank. So you all can see that both of these blanks were very easily deduced because we could use the inferencing clues. So when I say inferencing, that's what I mean. Look out for clues and look out for synonyms and antonyms and related words. Mark them with your highlighter and use them to solve the missing word. So that's my first tool, inferencing. Second tool, parts of speech. Okay, I'm going to go very quickly through this. When I raise my hands with my 5 fingers, can you all still remember what these 5 fingers stand for? Can you remember what the thumb is? Right? Can you all remember? Can you all remember what each of these fingers stands for? Okay, what does the thumb stand for? Anyone? What type of word does the thumb stand for? Anyone? You all should know this. Thumb. Thumb is what? There's 5 types of words in English, right? I taught you all the 5 major types of words, right? What is the thumb? Javier, go.
Verb.
Okay, no. The thumb was not the verb. That was not what I taught you. Jing Kai?
Noun.
Very good. What's the second finger? You point to something?
Adjective.
Nope. So first is noun. Jing Kai is correct. Second one is not adjective. He's wrong. Rochelle, what's the second one?
I was gonna say that.
Nope. Noun. Asher?
Verb.
Verb, right? You must remember the finger you point with is the action finger, right? It's the trigger finger, right? When you pull the trigger. So this finger is action. So noun, the name of something, that's the most important, that's the thumb, followed by the trigger finger, the action finger, that's the verb, and then this is the adjective, this is the adverb, and this is the preposition. Can you remember we linked the fingers together? Remember, right? And we signified the connections between the different types of words. So nouns and adjectives are connected because they describe one another. Verbs and adverbs are connected because they describe one another. Prepositions and nouns are connected because they describe one another. Okay? So always remember your NPAA. Nouns, prepositions, adjectives, adverbs, and verbs. Okay? So these are the parts of speech, okay, that we talked about. Why is this important? Because if you look at the sentence, you see that the word next to the blank is an adjective. If I have a blank next to an adjective, then what type of word is that blank? Adjectives always describe what type of words? Nouns, right? Adjectives always describe nouns, right? So something blew the roof off the house. The noun is the name of something. So what is the something? What is the name of the thing that blew the roof off the house? Rochelle?
The wind.
The wind. Not just the wind, but the strong wind. Can you all see? So because I see the word strong, I can deduce that the word after it is a noun. And then I look at the inferencing clue that it blew the roof off. So what can blow roofs off houses? The wind. So the strong wind blew the roof right off the house. Are y'all clear? So when I know the part of the speech, it's very easy for me to decide on the word to put in, right? I know it is a noun. I know it is the name of something, and this something blew the roof off. So can only be the wind, right? Excellent. Next one. He quickly blank into the burning house to rescue the helpless child. Quickly is an adverb. So what is the word that always comes after an adverb? Again, Rochelle.
Verb.
A verb, very good. Because an adverb adds to the verb, right? So an adverb tells me that the next word is a verb. So I don't look at noun, I don't look at preposition, I don't look at adjective, I only look at verbs, right? Any other type of words, I will not even think about it. I eliminate all the other four, only left with verbs. Now, what is the action that is described by quickly that describes how this person go into the house to rescue the helpless child? Jeff? Jeff, unmute.
Ran.
He quickly ran. Very good. Do you have another answer, Asher?
Dash.
Dashed. Right, very good. Anybody else has a different answer besides ran and dashed? Alpheus?
Sprinted.
Printed. All correct. So can you all see that in closed passage, there can be multiple answers that fit the same blank? Do you all agree? Right? It's not the same as maths, right? It's not the same as science, right? In maths and science, you learn that the answer is fixed, right? You do different kind of working, but you arrive at one answer. That's how you learn math and formula and application. But in English, it's quite different, right? English, you can follow the same method or go through different methods, but arrive at a totally different answer. But all the answers are accepted. In this case, sprinted, ran, dash, all good. Why? Because they are synonyms. They share a common meaning. Okay? So always remember to make sure you use these contextual clues. Number one, you inference. How do you inference? By using the surrounding words, by looking at synonyms and antonyms. Number two, you look at part of speech. What is the missing word? Is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a preposition? And then you narrow down to that type of word in order to get the answer. So far, everybody good? Everybody clear? Remember, Mr. Pang is speaking like twice speed so that I can end the session quickly, but you can always slow me down later by playing the video back. But remember, first tool, inferencing. Inferencing can be broken down into the two sub-tools that I talked about. First sub-tool was you need to look at surrounding words. Second sub-tool, you have to look at what is the synonym, antonym, or related word. Second tool, we are looking at parts of speech, okay? Parts of speech are important because it tells you what type of word is missing. Could be a verb, could be a noun, could be an adjective, could be an adverb, depending on what is the word beside it. In this case, strong, win. Quickly, ran, dashed, sprinted into the burning house to rescue the helpless child. All good so far, everybody? So we move on to 2, right? Let's go on to 3. Previous knowledge. Now, this is where your reading comes in, right? You hear Mr. Pang telling you to read Mayon all the time, right? You hear Mr. Pang telling you to read books all the time, right? Mr. Pang brings you to the library all the time, right? Every week I'll bring you at least once, right? Why? Because there is nothing more powerful than reading something and remembering it when you're doing your work, right? As you do your work, you realize, I read this in the library. I was reading about soccer, 5-a-side soccer. Mr. Pang mentioned it. We watched a video about it. And then you can connect what you already learned to what you are doing in your worksheet or in your exam paper or in your test. So always remember, tap on what you already know. Where do you get all these things that you already know? What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, and what you ask. Got it, everybody? So read on Mayon. Read in the library, read the newspapers, read the news, read what's on your TV. Of course, don't watch nonsense. If you watch Minecraft all day, it's not going to help you very much, right? But if you watch like news reports on what's going on in different parts of the world, if you read articles about technology, if you go to the library and borrow a book on dinosaurs, if you go out into the world and you ask experts about what they know about this, that, or the other, you will become more and more knowledgeable. And the more knowledge you have, the easier closed passages are going to be, because you will spot the missing words. Why do you spot the missing words? Because you are familiar with that subject, right? If you're an expert in cycling, you will be able to answer a passage on cycling any day of the week. Am I right, everybody? Do you all agree with me? If I'm an expert, right, in Minecraft, I really don't think Minecraft will be tested in the exams. Don't you agree with me? It is very unlikely that any test in the world will test you on Roblox or Minecraft. I can almost to a 99% accuracy guarantee you that. But will passages on dinosaurs appear? Will passages on Apple technology appear? Will passages on artificial intelligence appear? Will passages on how to build a skyscraper appear? Yes, they will. At some point, you will encounter them. But if you haven't read about them, if you don't have any previous knowledge, if you have no experience, then you will not do as well as someone else who has read that topic before and who is very, very confident about the knowledge because they have seen it before. Got it? Reading is kind of like peeking in to what the exam or the test will test you on. So the more you read, the more insight and knowledge you will gain. So please read more and remember what you read so that you can always tap on it when you are doing something in your test, your exam, your worksheet, in your classwork. Everybody clear? So our 3 strategies so far has been: number 1, please inference. Number 2, please consider what part of speech is missing in the blank. Number 3, please tap on your prior knowledge. Okay? How do I know what the text is about? Read the first paragraph. Right, everybody? The first paragraph is the key that opens the lock to what the whole passage is going to be about. It's like the treasure chest. You got to put the key in and open it before the treasure chest will open. Then you can take the treasure inside, right? The treasure chest key is the first paragraph. Got it? In a narrative, the first paragraph tells you what? Main character and setting, right? Correct? It tells you about what's going to happen in the rest of the story because I know the character, I know the setting. In an information text, the main paragraph always tells you what? The main ideas, right? Remember we just learned yesterday, main ideas supporting details, right? Where do you find all the main ideas? In the introduction, in the first paragraph. So when you read a closed passage, always pay close attention to the first paragraph. Do you all understand, everybody? If you do, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, I'm so glad that you're all following along with me and you're participating. Thank you very much. So I've covered 3 out of my 5 things. 2 more to go, and then we are good for today already. Very fast, right? Time flies. It's already almost 1:25. Okay, let's go to the next 2. Number 4, pattern. Okay, if I give you a pattern like this, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What's going to come after 1? Yes, Keen?
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. And then after 2, 3, 4, what will come after 2, 3, 4? Asher?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So you all can predict, right? when you see something repeat over and over and over again, after a while, you can predict what will happen, right? It's not like you have the power to read the future. It's just that you notice a pattern in something. It's the same for English. If you read the whole passage, right, you will be able to see that there is a pattern that will appear in the whole text. And if you can use the pattern to predict what is missing, then you are in a very powerful position to get the correct answer, right, everybody? It's very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you must be able to hear what is the pattern. If you can detect the pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then after that, 1, right? It's very easy. Same thing for a passage, okay? Let me show you an example, okay? So if you are reading a passage, never start doing immediately. Read the whole passage and see whether you can find a pattern that repeats itself in all the different paragraphs, okay? Look for a pattern. By pattern, I mean it could be the structure, meaning the type of sentences, or it could be the content, meaning what is the whole passage about, right? There will be repeated ideas and repeated structures throughout the cloze. So detect what the pattern is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then try to fit that pattern to the blanks that are missing, okay? So let me give you an example of patterns in the text. For example, right, look at this, right? It was not, the what was not only cold, but also dark and damp. It seemed to stretch on forever with no end in sight. As they walked deeper into the what, their flashlight began to flicker and fade. Okay, so the clues are this. Something is cold, something is long, something is damp, and something is dark. So what is cold, damp, long, dark, and you can walk in it? What is it? Asher?
The night.
The night. The night is long. Okay, maybe I'm measuring in terms of time, right? But no, I'm talking about physical place, not a concept of time.
The forest.
No. Think about it. Jeff?
The forest.
Forest. Is the forest long? Is it dark all the time? Is it damp? Right? Think about it. What is long? Cold, dark. Rochelle?
Cave.
A cave. Very good. Right? Can a forest be long? Can you describe a forest as long? No, right? Can you describe a cave or a tunnel as long? Yes. A tunnel is long. It's dark because it's underground, right? There's no light at all. And then it's damp. Why? Because the water is seeping through the ground into the tunnel, right? So it's damp, right? So you notice that I use the pattern. Can you see the first sentence is the pattern cold, dark, damp. The second sentence is go on forever with no end in sight, right? The third sentence is these people can walk into it. They walk inside. So forest is not inside, right? Forest is open area, but the tunnel is something you go inside. They went into it and then they use a flashlight. So can you see the pattern here? The evidence is building up and giving you different clues about what this place is. And of course, it's a cave or a tunnel, right? Everybody good? Can you see how I need to read the whole thing to find the pattern? And I add the pattern up together to predict what this thing is. Okay? Okay, everybody good? So this is my fourth strategy, pattern in the text. And the last strategy that we're going to cover today, right, of course, it's a cave, is reading aloud. Okay? This is the simplest strategy. And I always tell my students this, don't read with your eyes. Read with your mouth. Do you know what I mean by don't read with your eyes, read with your mouth? Do you understand what I mean when I say that? I mean that all texts are meant to be read aloud. You must hear the text. You can't just look at it, right? Because all texts are written for you to read out loud. And your brain will process the text better if you read it aloud to yourself. If you don't read it out loud, you just use your eyes to look at it, right? There will be certain things that you may miss in the text. Okay, so always read the text out loud to yourself. Read the sentence out loud to yourself and then listen to yourself as you read it and test whether the answer you have written sounds correct to you. Why do I say sound correct and not look correct? Because our ears are better than our eyes when it comes to English. I say again, our ears are better than our eyes when it comes to English. Do you know why our ears are better than our eyes when it comes to English? Anybody? You want to guess? Okay, if not, Mr. Pang will tell you because time is short. Very simple reason. Before human beings learn to write, human being learns to talk first. You all agree? When you are baby, right? Are you given birth, then you can write? Imagine, you give birth, 1 month old baby, what's your name? Then you write, you write Adele, you write out your name. No, right? What is the first thing you learn to do? You learn to talk, right? You talk first before you write. Writing comes much later, right? Writing comes when you're in kindergarten, then you learn to write, okay? But you speak first. Your first words are spoken. So if you want to check your language, you always use your ears, because when you speak, you must hear. So always read your answer back to yourself and use your ears to hear whether it's correct or not. That is always more accurate than if you use your eyes to check. So use your ears first, then use your eyes. Okay, everybody? Are you all clear about what I'm saying? So the last simplest strategy is to read your answer back to yourself softly. In the exam, please don't stand up in the middle of the exam. Then read the word out to yourself. The answer is, then you will get into a lot of trouble. Okay, so please don't do that. Read it softly to yourself so you can hear yourself. That's good enough. All right? Everybody clear? These are the 5 strategies. So I revise again now. I put them together in a certain order so you can remember them better. And the order is RIPPP. So I want you to rip into the comprehension cloze. Rip. You know what's rip, right? Rip is to tear something apart, right? So when you apply these 5 strategies, you will tear the comprehension passage apart and you will be able to write in all the correct answers. You will totally destroy it in a good sense, in a good way, okay? You will totally rip it apart and you'll be able to answer all the questions in a closed passage. Everybody clear about what Mr. Pang is saying? If you are okay and you have no questions, please give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Look at the time. It is 2:30 exactly. Okay, so I have kept my promise. I finished at 2:30. Now I am going to stop the recording and I'm going to give you a bit of